Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm Tommy Magnenat. Today I'm going to be doing a quick bike check and a 6-month review of this bike. This is my Santa Cruz 2021 Santa Cruz Megatower. It's a size large and I believe I am about 178 in centimeters. And in terms of my setup, this is basically just the stock Santa Cruz Megatower. Is the XT version that you could buy in any shop. The only things I've changed to the bike is the dropper post. This came with a RockShox River dropper post from the start. Day one I didn't want it, so I got a 1-up dropper post. This is a 1-up 210mm. Being 178, the dropper post just gets way to the bottom of the frame. The cable is just about to touch the bottom of the frame, so it fits perfect for me. But if you were a little bit shorter, you can always adjust this. You have some shins inside the dropper post and you can change this to maybe 180 I think it is, or 170, so it's very playful. And the other thing I changed is the shock. I think the bike was supposed to come with a RockShox Super Deluxe. I wanted to try coil, so I have these Fox EH X2 with a 500 spring at the minute. So the funny thing about this is, according to my weight, I should be using a 425, but I couldn't get on Fox a 425, so I went for a 450. And I found after riding the bike for about a month that it was too soft, so now I have a 500 and it feels better. Yeah, that's the standard frame, size large. That's the shock, 500 pounds spring. And in terms of the setup, this is a Fox 36 2021 as well. I have 2 volume spacers on it. It was about 77 psi. Cockpit standard as well. Santa Cruz bars, Vortex 10, XT brakes, 4 calipers front and back. And then for the brakes we have 203mm discs front and back. XT drivetrain, 12 speed, rolling like a dream. Just try and keep it nice and clean all the time, so it doesn't get damaged or worn out that quickly. For the wheels we have D2Cs, 350 hubs with Easton rims. In terms of the tires, I have Maxxis Assegai. The bike came with the standard XO Plus tires, so they were nice and light, but I found that they were too easy to damage. In fairness, I put holes in both tires, front and back, so I ended up going for the downhill casing. It's a bit heavier, but I like it. I like the feel of them. And then for the back, I have Maxxis DHR2. This is the downhill casing, and you're going to find that the tire is facing the wrong way. It's not because I like it that way, it's because the other day I was fiddling with the bike, I changed the tire and I did it the wrong way, and I haven't been bothered changing this. So now inside, there's a little tip here. Inside this tire I have a tire insert, a nick-proof art, but this tire insert is about 1.5 years old, and if you have had one of these for about 1.5 years, you will notice that they stretch and they become very rattly inside the tire. And I couldn't figure out what was making that noise riding. I didn't know whether something was loose, and checked everything was nice and tight, and I still couldn't figure out what it was. And then I found a friend cutting his old nick-proof art tire insert a few inches, put it back together so it's nice and tight to the rim, and that was it. I did that, no more noise, so the bike is rolling like a dream. In terms of maintenance, it's been 6 months riding the bike. I rode the first 3-4 months in pure wet conditions, but the bike held like a champ. I didn't find a loose bolt at any stage. I checked the bearings last week. I thought the bearings were going to be ready for the bin. I would need new bearings, and the bearings are still 100%. So that shows that if you're spending that amount of money on a bike like this, you're not going to be relying on cheap bearings. So that's definitely worth. There is a big thing on this bike about the high and low position. Some people say that high is better, some people say that low is better. I've tried from day one the low setting, especially with the coil, because I thought being a bit more progressive it was going to suit the coil better, and I have to say I love it. The bike still feels nice and poppy, still nice to ride, and it's very planted. Now the second option is having 10mm of drop on the rear axle, so you can flip these and have the bike or the rear triangle 10mm longer or shorter. In this case, I didn't even try going for the long version, because here in this country we don't have any trails that are fast enough that I would feel like I need that. I feel like the bike is already planted and stable enough that I don't need to be relying on a longer rear end triangle, and it makes the bike a little bit nicer to ride, more fun, more poppy if you're doing a few jumps and a few jits. So yeah. Now, in terms of my opinion, for this bike I've been riding the 4-bit Android. Before that bike I've been riding a Nuke-proof Mega, and before that I had another Santa Cruz. I had a Bronson. So this so far has been a really good bike, not just comparing with the previous bikes I've had, but in terms of maintenance, in terms of reliability, and then how it rides. Just a bike that you can hop, even if you haven't been on this bike for a few months riding, it just feels like home from minute one. So yeah, loving it. That's it, that's my quick bike check. That's my Megatower 2021 Megatower XT model. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're thinking about buying this bike and you're not too sure about it, or you already own this bike and you have any questions, just leave it on the comments and then I'll try and answer, and hope it helps. See you in the next one.